Stop scrolling for a second and answer this honestly. How much do you think you spent on subscriptions last month? 500 rupees? Maybe 1,000? If you're like the average urban Indian in 2026, you're likely underestimating that number by half. But here's the terrifying part. It's not just about the monthly cash flow. If you're spending just rupees 5,000 a month on digital services, that's your OTTs, your food delivery passes, your cloud storage and those easy no-cost EMIs, you aren't just losing 5,000 rupees. You are wiping out a staggering 1.76 crore rupees of your future wealth. That is the mathematical reality of the slow leak. Today, we are going to expose how the subscription economy has engineered a way to drain your net worth, why the government has finally stepped in with a kill switch, and exactly how you can stop the bleeding before it pushes your retirement back by a decade. Welcome to the Paisa Forever channel. Let's break this down. We need to start with the big picture. You might feel like subscriptions are just entertainment expenses, but the economic data says something very different. Just this month, in February 2026, we saw a historic shift. The Reserve Bank of India updated the Consumer Price Index, the CPI basket, that measures inflation. For decades, the holy trinity of Indian survival was roti, kapda and makan. But the new math tells a different story. The RBI has officially reduced the weightage of food in the inflation basket and significantly increased the weightage for services and digital consumption. What does this mean for you? It means the government now acknowledges that paying for data, OTT platforms and digital access is no longer a luxury. It is considered a core cost of living in modern India. The system admits that these costs are now as non-negotiable as your grocery bill. And the timing couldn't be worse because the market has consolidated. Remember the days when we had cheap standalone plans? Those days are gone. We are now living in the Jio Hotstar era. Since the massive merger of Disney Plus Hotstar and Jio Cinema, the streaming landscape has turned into a monopoly. The Jio Hotstar effect has destroyed the concept of churn and burn, where you could hop between cheap apps. Now you are forced into higher-tier consolidated bundles. They've locked the content you actually want behind expensive all-in-one walls. You can't just pay for a movie anymore. You have to pay for the sports, the news, and the international shows in one giant expensive package. This is a structural change in how prices are dictated to us. So, prices are up, but why do we keep paying without complaining? The answer lies in the psychology of frictionless spending. Enter UPI Autopay. Now don't get me wrong, UPI is a technological marvel, but for your wealth, its frictionless nature is a trap. When you had to pull out a debit card and type in an OTP, you felt the pain of paying. There was a moment of hesitation where your brain asked, is this really worth it? UPI Autopay removes that pain. It bypasses your brain's value judgment center. Money leaves your account while you're asleep. You don't feel the loss, so you don't question the value. But the trap goes deeper. In 2026, we have to talk about the phantom subscriptions. I'm talking about buy now, pay later, BNPL, and no-cost EMIs. You might not think of your new iPhone EMI or that gym membership loan as a subscription, but financially they act exactly the same way. They lock up your future income. Current data shows that 32% of Indian household debt is now unsecured. These aren't home loans building an asset. These are consumption loans eating your future cash flow. When you stack 3 BNPL payments on top of 5 OTT subscriptions, you create a rigid monthly outflow that suffocates your ability to invest. You are essentially renting your own lifestyle. Okay, that's the bad news. The system is designed to keep you paying. But here's the good news. 2026 has brought us some powerful weapons to fight back. First, let's talk about the NPCI's kill switch. For years, cancelling a subscription was like a scavenger hunt. Companies would hide the unsubscribe button deep in the settings behind 5 different menus. But the National Payments Corporation of India has finally launched the centralized portal, upihelp.npci.org.in. This is a game changer. You can log in with your mobile number and see every single active UPI mandate linked to your bank account in one dashboard. No more logging into 10 different apps. You can view, pause, or revoke any mandate instantly from this central hub. It puts the control back in your hands. If you haven't checked this portal yet, pause this video and do it. You will be shocked at what you find lurking there. Secondly, the legal landscape has shifted. The government has officially cracked down on dark patterns. You know those tricks apps used to play? Like making the continue button bright green and the cancel button a tiny gray text link? Or signing you up for a free trial that silently converts to a paid plan without a warning notification? As of this year, that is illegal. The new framework mandates that the exit process must be as simple as the entry process. If it took one click to subscribe, it must take one click to unsubscribe. This frictional asymmetry is gone. If an app makes you call customer care to cancel, report them. They are breaking the law. Now that we have the tools, let's talk strategy. How do we actually fix our finances without living like a monk? I want to introduce you to the 2:1 wealth defense rule. This is simple but aggressive. For every rupees 1,000 you add in new recurring monthly costs, whether it's a new Netflix upgrade, a gym pass, or a car EMI, you must commit to increasing your SIP by rupees 2,000. Why 2:1? Because lifestyle inflation is the silent killer of compounding. If your spending grows as fast as your income, you stay in the same place. By forcing yourself to invest double what you spend on luxuries, you ensure that your wealth always outpaces your lifestyle. If you can't afford the matching SIP, you can't afford the subscription. It's that simple. Next, we need to address identity spending versus utility spending. Ask yourself, are you paying for the content or are you paying for the conversation? A lot of us keep subscriptions active just to avoid FOMO, fear of missing out. We want to be able to say, did you see that new show at the office water cooler? But paying rupees 1,500 a month just to feel included in a conversation is the most expensive social club membership on earth. Audit your usage. If you haven't opened an app in 30 days, you aren't paying for utility, you are paying for identity. Cut it. Here's a practical tactic you can use today: the quarterly manual reset. Autopay is convenient for your electricity bill and your rent, essential things that must be paid. But for everything else, your entertainment, your premium deliveries, your music, disable autopay. Force yourself to make the payment manually every single month. I know, it sounds annoying, that's the point. Reintroduce the friction. When you get that notification that your plan has expired, you have to actively decide, is this worth pulling out my phone and paying for again? You will be amazed at how many times you'll say, I haven't watched much lately, I'll skip this month. That tiny hurdle saves you thousands of rupees a year by filtering out impulse subscriptions that purely rely on your laziness. Before we wrap up, let's bust 3 dangerous myths I hear all the time in the comments. Myth number 1. It's just rupees 299 a month, it won't affect my rich life. Fact. That rupees 299 compounded at 12% over a 30-year career is over rupees 10 lakhs. And you don't have just one 299 subscription, you have 10. That's the rupees 1.76 crore figure we talked about. Small holes sink big ships. Myth number 2. Autopay improves my credit score. Fact. Only if you have money in the bank. If your balance is low and a subscription mandate bounces, banks charge a penalty. And yes, it is reported as a payment failure to credit bureaus. A bounced Netflix payment can actually hurt your CBI score. Myth number 3. I need all the apps to watch the best shows. Fact. No, you don't. Practice rotation. Subscribe to Netflix for January, binge everything on your list, cancel it. Then subscribe to Prime for February. You do not need to own the entire internet at the same time. We are living in a time where the entire digital economy is engineered to extract wealth from you one small automated transaction at a time. The shift in the RBI's inflation basket proves that this is the new normal. But you have the power to opt out of the madness. Use the NPCI portal. Kill the zombie mandates. Apply the 2:1 wealth defense rule. Stop renting your lifestyle and start owning your future. Here's my challenge to you for this week. Log into upihelp.npci.org.in. Find just one subscription you haven't used in the last month and kill it. Then take that money and add it to your SIP.
Comment below what is the most useless subscription you discovered you were still paying for. Let's shame these companies in the comments section. If you found value in this video, hit that like button so the algorithm helps other Indians save their wealth too. Subscribe, not with your money, but with your click, for more financial sanity in an insane market. I'll see you in the next one. Keep investing.
Disclaimer: this video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. The market involves risk, so please conduct your own research before investing.